I'm going to forward. Good morning. Welcome to class. We're going to begin with kneeling today. And you might want to grab a little bit more equipment so you can do that comfortably. And if it's out of the question, then you're going to sit up nice and tall with your legs out in front. So I'm going to use a blanket. Turn around so you can see between the ankles, high enough so that my knees are comfortable. Maybe you need 2 or 3 blankets, and tuck your toes so that they go straight back behind you. So your feet are parallel. So taking that position as best you can. Oh, the other place you can put your blanket if it feels better is between, so it goes into the back of the knees and between your sit bones and your heels. I find the blanket between the ankles more comfortable. And it should never hurt your knee. It might feel like a strong hug, but no pain. And if there's pain, sit up and put your legs out in front. And finding your long spine, just resting your hands and closing your eyes and tuning into your breathing. And it's a cold morning where I am. Notice the temperature of the air that you breathe in and the temperature of the air that you breathe out. When you breathe out on a cold day, the breath of the exhalation is warmer. Try holding it in your body a little longer. Take a pause at the end of the exhalation. Notice the experience of that quiet pause, how it feels in your mind and your body. Good, and we're going to interlock the fingers and stretch out through the palms of the hands. Take the palms up towards the ceiling. Now, don't take them back so far that your shoulders feel like they're squashing your neck, so draw the shoulder blades down. Taking some nice deep breaths. Stretching your arms. Stretching your armpits. Feeling that warm exhalation. Good, and release that side. And interlock your fingers the other side. Press out through the palm. And palms towards the ceiling. Good, and releasing that side. Nice work. All fours position. Stretch your fingers out wide, wide, even spaces. And we'll take all fours and just start to coax a little movement into the wrists as you ease your body forward. And if your wrists are feeling okay, you can exaggerate that movement. Take the hips right back towards the heels. Bring the shoulders and chest as far forward as you can. You can even drop your hips into a little upward facing dog pose. But keep the fingerprints pressing and the base of the index fingers pressing. Good. Back to all fours. And this time we're going to make wave-like movements as opposed to back and forward. But you might want to move the hips back and forward a little bit to help you move your spine. And we're trying to find every joint, even the base of the skull. Supple and subtle movement of the spine. Strong hands. Aware of the flow of the breath. That calm moment at the end of the exhalation. Good. Back into all fours. Tuck your toes under and downward facing dog pose. Good. So we've got the feet about hip width and we're going to lift the heels high, bend the knees. Really start to open your chest towards the front of your legs and let your head just hang down. Enjoying each deep breath. Good. We're going to bend the right knee and look under your left armpit. And then do the opposite. Bend the left knee and look under your right armpit. And we're going to keep going from side to side, pressing the heels down one at a time and looking to the opposite side. Good, and then pressing both heels down. And we're going to take child's pose now. So resting your knees gently. Rest your arms beside you. Squeeze your fingers into a fist. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Finding again the flow, the temperature and texture of your breath. And this time we're going to be on forearms at the front of the mat. You tuck your toes under and lift your knees away from the mat. I'm going to do something similar. So we're going to bend the right knee and you're going to look back past your left shoulder. Good. And then you bend your left knee and look back past your right shoulder. We're going to go a little side to side. Feel the lower front abdomen really supporting the core of the body. You might feel the back core working the side core, but use the lower front abdomen as well. Good from side to side. Nice work. And then child's pose again. In child's pose, we'll let the back feel broad, the arms and hands and shoulders. Breath might be starting to deepen now. Paying attention to that. Good, and then back up into all fours position. Great, walk the knees together. Stretch the fingers out. Hips are level to the floor. We're going to take the right leg up and straighten it out behind you. Really reach the toes and feel that your hips are level to the floor. Good, and then we're going to reach that leg behind to the left. And you might even be able to touch down to the floor somewhere. Maybe it's not quite there. Good, but reaching. Good, and come back to center, feeling that your hips are level to the floor, that the core is really working to keep that good awareness. And take the leg out to the right side and look back at the right foot. Good, leg over to the left, look left. Good, back to center, just checking in. Can you keep the hips level to the floor? Good, leg out to the right, look right, back to center. Good, over to the left, look left, back to center, out to the right, right, and back to center, and release that side. So keeping your focus on the core of the body. Nice and level to the floors. Lift up with the left leg. Good, and we're going to take it over to the right side. Mine's not quite touching the floor, but if that feels good, touch the floor. Otherwise, just reaching. Good. Awareness at the core of the body. Back to center. Hips are level. Left leg out to the left side, and you're looking left. Good, and back to center. And over to the right side, and looking right. Over to the left side, and looking left. And the right side, and looking right. And lastly, the left side, and looking left. Good, and back to center. And take child's pose again. And again, rest your hands in a way that feels good. So that might be squeezing into a fist and releasing. Squeezing and releasing. In child's pose, let that lower spine lengthen and broaden. Finding the satisfaction of the breath. Good. And then we'll take the arms forward and this time into a forearm position. Take the knees back a little from the line of the hips. Now, if you want to make this much stronger, you can take the knees all the way back so your hips are off the floor, but you're in a modified plank pose. Or make it just a little bit easier on yourself and knees come forward. But shoulders stay over their elbows. Good. We're going to do the same thing. So let's lift up. We'll do the right leg. Lift the right leg. Core stays really stable. We're going to do that same movement of the leg goes out to the right side, look back at the right leg, and then the leg goes across the body to the left side, and you look back at the foot to the left. Back to center, out to the right side, looking right, back to center, out to the left, looking left, and back to center. 2 more on each side. Keeping your core stability. Nice work. Everybody warming up. Good. And back to center. So your knees are together. You've got your right distance for you from elbows to knees. The knees closer to elbows is a little bit easier. Okay, and we're going to lift the left leg. Let's go out to the left side and looking left, and over to the right side and looking right. Foot goes left, look left. Foot goes right, look right. 2 more, keeping your core awareness. Oh, the last one. Good, and then back to center. We're going to lay down onto our tummy. About time. Rest your forehead onto your hands. Okay, hands under the shoulders. Forehead onto the floor. We're going to lift up the breastbone a little bit and take your elbows back and down towards the floor. Press the tops of your feet. Lift the kneecaps. Squeeze the buttock muscle. Nice work. Feel if you can be a little bit lighter in your hands. Maybe you can even lift them up off the floor. So just rest them lightly. Feeling that nice strong back. Good. And we're going to rest between lifts. So lengthen the front of your body as you lay down. Take your hands back beside you and just letting go. Good. Hands back under the shoulders. Lifting again the breastbone, elbows in, elbows back. Look forward. We're really engaging in the upper back as well as the lower back. Good. And if you can, lift your feet off the floor this time. Try and be lighter in the heels of the hand or the hand. Elbows in, elbows back. And this time take the hands back beside you and rest your long front body down onto the floor. Good. Rest your head onto your forehead. And this is the last one. You can put your hands back under your shoulders, or you can keep them beside you. It's a little harder with the hands beside you. Takes a little more effort. So you decide. And we're going to lift the breastbone. Elbows in, elbows back. Hands behind you. Reach back through the fingertips. Lift the feet off the floor. Lift as much of the front body off the floor. Find the breath. Salambasana. Good. And then release. Lengthen your front body to the floor. Turn your face to the opposite cheek. And letting go. Good. Hands underneath the shoulders so that you can press up. Lift up onto all fours and lift up into downward facing dog pose. And again, lengthening through the armpits, let the head just hang down, press the heels down, lift the kneecaps, the sit bones, and enjoying the flow of the breath. Good. Now, I want you to get your feet to the front of the mat, and you can jump or take little tiny steps, whatever feels like a nice movement for this morning. And when you run out of room, just roll up. And then we'll step to the front of the mat. If you find using the seat of a chair very useful for stepping forward and back, then you could have a chair with all 4 legs on your mat and the seat facing you. Feet under the hips, Tadasana. Mountain. Inhale, arms up. And as you exhale, find your Uttanasana without stretching the skin of your back. Just keep your back in a nice little back bend shape. Lift the breastbone and look forward and feel how that engages your upper back. Good. But you can play around with stretching your legs a little bit more by bringing the body weight forward, lifting your sit bones, trying to get your legs straighter, and finding it. Good. And then we're going to release and come back up and repeat. So looking for ease in your spine and encouraging that stretch in your legs. Flexible hamstrings are so useful. Bending down, picking things up, or not falling over. Even sway your body from side to side. Try alternating one leg straight, the other leg bending. So we're keeping easeful spine, relaxed neck, but really encouraging the legs to stretch. Good. And then bend your knees and inhale. And rolling up. Good. And this time we're going to step back. So from mountain pose, inhale under. And as you exhale, find Uttanasana. So your hands are on your seat or on the floor. And we'll step the left foot back into a long lunge position. Front leg is bent. Good. Look forward. Lift the breastbone. And feel again that engagement in the upper back. As though you're trying to press the bones of the spine towards the front of the chest. Good. And feel how strong your legs are. You've got a nice parallel line between your feet. And we're going to use the core awareness to lift the torso, lift the arms up by the ears into Virabhadrasana 1. Draw the shoulder blades down. Trusting your strong legs and your mindful awareness at your feet. The lengthening of your body. Good. Now we're going to step forward and balance on the right foot. Bring your palms together at the heart. Stepping forward, balancing on the right foot, and bring the left foot in front. We might be on tiptoes or lifting the knee. You can hold your knee or hold your foot, whichever you're up to, or the shoulder blades down. Lengthen the spine, lift up a little taller. Good, and then release that side. Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, arms up. And as you exhale, Uttanasana, nice, easy spine. Good. Big step back for a lunge with your right foot. Feet are sort of parallel. Hip width distance from side to side. Front leg is bent. Okay. Reach the breastbone forward. Lift the breastbone. Look forward. And we want to really trust the feet and the legs here. Core of the body as you lift your torso, lift your arm. Virabhadrasana 1. Lengthening the belly. Lengthening the chest, so the breastbone lift. Good. Finding your balance. Strong leg. Keep reaching. Straighten the back leg a little bit more. Good. Hands at the heart. And we're going to step forward and balance onto the left foot. Right leg in front. You might be on tiptoes, holding your knee or your foot. Good. And then releasing. Tadasana. Mountain pose. Feet under the hips. Inhale, arms up. As you exhale, Uttanasana. We're going to step the left foot back, but for Trikonasana. So you'll turn your left toes in a little bit, line up your right heel and your left inner arch, and you start to straighten both legs and lift the torso and slide your right hand up as far as you need to get both sides of your spine an even length. Good. And then you can have your left hand either on your hip, rolling the hip back, or take it straight up. Trikonasana. Nice deep breath. Good. Now we're going to step forward from here, balance on the right leg, and bring the left foot in front. Ooh. So left foot in front, take your balance, hold, whichever that might be, tiptoes on the floor, holding your knee or holding your foot, but feel the spine lift. Good, and then release that side. Tadasana. Inhale, arms up, and as you exhale, Uttanasana. Easy spine. Nice stretchy leg. Try to look forward. Keep the upper back engaged. Beautiful. Take the right foot back for Trikonasana. So that's about your own leg length, distance between your feet. Left heel lines up with the center of the right foot, inner arch. And you need to slide your left hand up your left leg far enough to be able to lift your torso. Keep an even length to both sides of the spine and roll the right hip back. Good. You can have your right hand on that hip, rolling it back, or take it up to the ceiling, opening the chest. Thrusting your legs, strong legs, lift the kneecap. Good. Hands at the heart and stepping forward and balancing onto the left foot. Ooh. Right foot in front. Take your balance, hold, knee or foot or tiptoes on the floor, lengthening your spine. Good, and then releasing that side. Tadasana. Inhale, arms up, look up. Urdhva Hastasana. Uttanasana. Left leg back. Stay facing the front, that short front of the mat. Feet hip width from side to side. Get your left heel down onto the floor. So we're looking for straight legs, but we might not be able to get them straight. But get the back heel on the floor. So front leg is as bent as you need to put your fingertips on your support, floor or chair, and lift the breastbone and look forward. Good. And then we start to try and straighten the front leg. Good. Release that stretch. Put your left hand down in towards the center of your support and put your right hand on your sacrum. We're going to turn the torso to the right side and keep the sides of the neck feeling comfortable. Good. And then try to straighten that front leg again. So this is a preparation for Paraverta Trikonasana. Sorry. Paraverta. Good, and then we'll release that side. Bring your hands back to the front. Now we're going to step forward, lift up at the same time, balance on your right foot. Bring your left foot in front. Take a balance hold. That might be tiptoes on the floor, holding your knee or holding your foot. Lengthening the spine. Good, and then releasing that side. Tadasana. And then Urdhva Hastasana. Uttanasana. Looking forward as you step back. Now we're looking for nice stretch from front to back, but the back heel definitely on the mat. So press the back heel down. The front leg might have to be quite bent to accommodate that movement. Up on your fingertips, either on the floor or the chair. And we're lifting the breastbone and looking forward. Really press into your feet. Oh, straighten. the front leg or towards straight. So you'll find a lot of resistance. Try not to let that move into your spine. We're trying to keep an easy feeling in the spine and along the spine, but really let the legs stretch. Lift the kneecap. To challenge that feeling. So long as there's no pain, we can be right in the resistance. Okay, and then bend your leg. We're going to put the right hand down into the center of the support. Take your left hand onto your sacrum, and we're going to turn the torso to the left side. We're trying to lift the left shoulder up to line up over the right sides of the neck, nice and long. Ooh. Good, and then see how you go getting that leg straight. Lots of resistance. That's good. Keep the back heel pressing. Nice strong leg. Beautiful. All right, take the stretcher out a little bit so you can look forward. Put both hands back down. We're going to step forward and lift up at the same time. Tricky movement. And bring the right foot forward. Be on your finger, toe tips, or hold your knee, or hold your foot. And we'll stand with tall, fine, strong left leg. Nice work. Good, and then releasing that side. Whoa, Tadasana. Turn around. Feet under the hips, legs parallel. Find again that pause at the end of the exhalation. It can be just a fleeting moment. That you're not trying to suck air in when you come round to the next in-breath. Noticing. Good. And then we're going to take a seat. So moving in whatever way feels appropriate. You might really practicing your sitting without using your hands, or minimal use of your hands. Whatever way feels good. Simple seat. So cross legs or legs out straight in front. And we'll take the arms up by the ears again. We're going to take hold of the left wrist with the right arm, and we're trying to lengthen the left ribs here. So lean over to your right a little bit and just pull gently that arm a little bit longer. And we'll try and straighten up. So we probably tipped forward a little bit. So lifting the chest, reaching the arms not only to the right, but also back. And keep the sides of the neck long. And breathing. And then back to center and release that side. Reach both arms up again and take hold of the right wrist with the left hand. So we lean over to the left side, and what we're trying to do is lengthen the right ribs. So feel what the movement is to coax a little more length into the right arm. Notice if you've leant forward. See if you can reach the arms back as well as over to the left. And then inhale. Hands come up and release. Take the shoulders up to the ears and let them hang down. There might be an associated noise. And again, Shoulders to the ears. Ah, ah. Nice word. And we're going to sit down. Sorry, lay down. Pick the arms overhead again. But we're going to do, let's try straight arms first. So have your arms out straight overhead, palms up, and just let the armpits broaden and lengthen a little more, feeling that work in your upper back will really relax the neck. Good. And then bring the arms out to cactus arms. So elbows straight out from your shoulders and they're at 90 degrees. And then you are letting the backs of the hands descend towards the floor. Some people's hands will already be resting on the floor. Good. Bring the knees into the chest and take the legs straight up like we do for bamboo pose. A little more work is going to happen here because we don't have the blanket. But we're going to press the lower back into the floor. Good. And really feeling the belly supporting the back, doing some of this pressing work. Try to keep your chest relaxed, face and throat relaxed. Good. And then releasing. And we'll put the feet back down on the floor. Inside edges of the feet together, knees together, and legs are bent. And take your arms straight out from your shoulders now. Maybe just a little bit below the height of the shoulders, more comfortable. Good. And then we're going to lift the hips, take them right, and knees to the left. And we're going to lift the legs a little bit off the floor, unless there's a problem with that movement, in which case you could just rest them. All right, so we're lifting the knees and the feet just a little bit off the floor, and you can feel the core switching on, warming up, and we'll keep the chest nice and relaxed, face and throat relaxed. You can turn to look over your right shoulder. Good. Even try taking your right leg out to straight. Good. And back to center. Nice work. But still aware of the core, of course, to bring the legs back up to center, head back to center. And then we're going to lift the hips and swing them to the left. And the knees are going to go right. And you face your head to the left. Okay, and we're going to try and lift the knees and the feet just off the floor. And feeling warming. Core of the body really working. And that's the back, the front, side, the whole core to support this movement. Good. Take your left leg out to straight as well. Adding a little weight, a little more work. We'll keep the face and throat relaxed, chest relaxed. Good. And using that core strength, lift the legs back up to center. And relax your back onto the floor. Hug your knees in so your back is long. And we're going to take happy baby pose. Arms on the inside of the leg. Hold somewhere that you can reach. Leggings or your feet or your ankles. Oh, lovely pose for relaxing the lower back. Relaxing the core of the body. So all of that holding work that we practice, all of that lifting of the pelvic floor, lifting the lower front abdomen. Here we can just relax. Shoulders relax. Neck relax. Finding the flow of the breath. And that moment at the change of direction between exhalation and inhalation, feeling of warmth, space. Good. And release happy baby pose. Just take your legs straight out for a moment. Let the legs roll out, feet roll out, as if there was no more work to do. Taking a couple of deep breaths. You're able to stay for your own shavasana. Please do. Namaste. If, like me, you need to finish your practice, then wiggling your hands and your feet and bending in your arms and your legs and rolling to your side so you can come up to sitting. Rolling to your right side is easier on the heart. So they say. Right. Sometimes it's good to try both sides. Hands in front of your heart. And take the feeling of the practice with you. Namaste.